The following is a presentation of the Black Hollywood Live Network, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. Hollywood Redefined. From Los Angeles, California, streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is Black Hollywood Live, the branded athlete, featuring in-depth interviews with and commentary on today's biggest and most successful athletes. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood Redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host of Black Hollywood Live, the branded athlete.
Go like ooh, ooh, hey, hey, turn up. Ooh, ooh, hey, hey, turn up. Ooh, rock like me.
What? Hey, the branded athlete. What? Thursday night, getting crunk. People still say crunk. I don't know.
Oh man.
But
Do they still say crunk?
Oh, we still say crunk.
I mean, you're from Georgia.
We still say
where
crunk.
it originated, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I'll take
crunk.
I'll take responsibility
We're crunk.
for
We get
crunk.
crunk.
Bet you can't
Right?
do it like me. Bet you can't do it like me. Bet you can't do it like us here at the Branded Athlete. Happy Thursday night, guys.
Yes, y'all.
Thursday. You are watching the Branded Athlete. I am your host, Erica Renee Davis. You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram and on Snapchat and on Periscope at Erica Renee D. Just find me, follow me.
You can find me, Joshua Johnson, at JJ the Talented on Instagram, Twitter, and finally Periscope. I did my first Periscope tonight, so make sure you follow us and check that out.
Hi guys, I'm Rheina, and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Rheina_LA. And I need to get a Periscope. I'm actually the only one here with that one.
You do have to get one.
I do.
I'm the only one here without a Snapchat, I think.
Oh yeah, I
everyone's
have a
Snapchatting.
Snapchat,
I have no idea
Rheina
what
3
that
A's.
is.
Well,
by
see,
the way.
Rheina, I never see you on Snapchat, though.
Really? Maybe. I think you added the wrong Rheina.
Oh, did
Well,
I?
what is
Probably.
it?
You know what?
Because I snap all day.
Okay, I didn't know that. I have to find it. Snapchat, Josh, is kind of like Periscope, but like your stories are only available for 24 hours, basically. And so, no, is that yeah?
It's like a quick snap.
Yeah,
Like, that's
10
it.
seconds, 10 seconds, or pictures.
It's like
And if you
Instagram, but
screenshot,
not,
kind of.
but just available for a limited
I'll
amount of
tell
time.
you about
Yeah,
that
we'll
after.
give Josh a
Yeah, we just-
Snapchat tutorial after this show. But we have a lot to talk about. As usual, our hot takes for the week. It is getting hot in here, so
hot in
take
here.
off all your clothes. Well, not really.
Oh, you sure?
Don't take, no, Josh. Leave your
Keep it
clothes
on, Josh. Keep it
Keep your
on.
clothes on. But this was the week that NFL players and coaches met their ill fates. Ken Whisenhunt from the Titans, the head coach for the Titans, got fired. Colin Kaepernick got benched. Andrew Luck
Yep.
is struggling. Today, the Lions actually fired their GM and their president. And their
Yeah.
president. So we're just going to kind of go through all the NFL casualties really quickly because there were more than a handful.
It was a tough week, NFL-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, for coaches, players. A lot happened this week.
Yeah, so if you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, you probably were an NFL player this week. They all had bad weeks. Ken Whisenhunt, to me, was one of the most curious firings. He was 1-6 this season as a head coach, 3-20 overall through his tenure as an NFL head coach for the Titans. I feel like Marcus Mariota is, of course, he's out. He had that the sprained knee from 2 games ago. As a first-round draft pick, I think that the management should have given Ken Whisenhunt another chance. I think it would have been more ideal for Mariota to come back healthy and then for Whisenhunt to coach him up some more and see how he worked in his offense as a healthy quarterback versus saying, you're 1-6, we're going to get rid of you and start anew in the middle of the season. Now, if you're looking at Whisenhunt's 3-20 overall record, that's one thing, I get that, but he has a brand new star who could have maybe revamped that offense. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, you see, I'm looking at the 3-20 overall record. I mean, it's definitely easy to see where the trend is heading, and it's trending down pretty fast. 1-6, right, this season, and I believe they've lost 17 overall. They lost 12 their last AFC games. I believe
Okay.
They lost
So 12 conference games they
12
lost.
conference games.
Okay.
Lost after the first win, which seemed promising, right? Mariota had a big, I think, 4 touchdowns
Yeah, he
that
did
game.
have an awesome game. So I was looking at Mariota like, shoosh, should I have picked him up on my fantasy team?
Right, same
Yeah.
here. But then from there, it went downhill. And see, I see it differently. I think that if you just get rid of the coach now, it's still early enough where Mariota can pick up with someone new. Do it early rather than later, because then they form a closer bond. They start working. He was going nowhere. I think this coach, not taking the team anywhere. And so if you cut them now, cut that connection now, I mean, Mariota will pick up back with whatever new coach they have in there. Right now, it's Mike Mularkey.
Yeah.
But if they choose to go with him, then great. He can build that rapport with him going forward. Or if they choose to bring someone else in there, then great.
Rheina, what do you think? Premature or right on time?
I'm going to agree with Josh. I think that that was a good move for them. First off, I'm a huge Mariota fan. My dad played football at Oregon. Go Ducks. So it sucked to have him out. But I do think that when a team is losing a lot, they're going to look at the quarterback or they're going to look at the coach.
That's true.
And because they're 3-20, or I'm sorry, the coach is 3-20, I think that's why they did that. Has nothing to do with Mariota. So
it's business, and they're not getting rid of Mariota.
Right.
Oh,
and
of course not.
He doesn't have a full chance to show himself. So.
This is true. And what's even more coincidental about it is Ken Whisenhunt hired Mularkey just last year as the tight ends coach, and they are known friends in the world of football. So I'm sure that Mularkey is
awkward.
That's very awkward. You're my bestie, but I'm taking your job since you got fired. Have a nice day.
What was that like? I mean, do they still talk?
Yeah, I mean,
sure it is. I mean, it's business at the end of the day.
I agree. Now, here was one that broke my heart. I am a Colin Kaepernick fan and apologist. And it's not because I think he's cute, but, I just think Colin Kaepernick has talent. Just 3 years ago, he took Alex Smith's starting position, led the 49ers to a Super Bowl. They didn't win, but just a great talent who I was hoping would develop into a consistent talent.
Well, 3 years ago, no one knew how to play Kaepernick. No one knew how to defend him. He was new to everyone. So, I mean, I think he got away with a lot in that little bit of time because, he was fresh off the bench. No one really, knew what he was capable of. And, he took his team to the Super Bowl. Great. But now we see with more time, 2 more full seasons afterwards, really what he's all about, and it's not looking too good. And when you get benched for a second-string quarterback
Blaine Gabbert,
who hasn't played in 2 years,
2 years since 2013,
hasn't won a game in 3 years. I mean, that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot about the confidence that your coach and team has in you,
or lack of confidence.
The lack of, the lack of, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when I found out about that, I am a huge Kaepernick fan as well. So I was like, oh, I'm sure his pride is shot right now. There's rumors saying that Cap had some, I guess, beef, you would say, with his team. So maybe that had something to do with it. I mean, who knows? But yeah.
Well, they say he was pretty reclusive, I think, around the team and in the locker room, always having his headphones on.
His Beats by Dre. Can I get a pair?
I don't see. I know, right? I don't see a big deal about that. A lot of players have their way that they get in the zone, the way that they help them get focused for the game.
True.
So I think that's not part of the issue. But
see, I disagree, Josh. Oh, go ahead. I disagree. So when I first heard the reports about Colin Kaepernick wearing his headphones, I thought, like you said, Josh, everyone wears their headphones. They're just getting into their own mood and groove. But Vernon Davis has been very vocal recently about how Kaepernick has alienated himself. And I think a part of his alienating himself from the team was like, okay, look, I'm going to put my headphones on. Yeah, this is kind of metaphorical, but more so than anything, it's like, dude, I'm not listening to you. Like, I'm in my own world. I'm on an island by myself. And that's why I think the headphones thing became such a big deal, because it just represents the overall downfall of how he's not being a real good teammate right now.
Well, it can become a problem when, your teammate wants to talk to you and discuss some game plans and what happened in the game. But I don't see being a problem if you're just doing it in general, walking from the field to the locker room to your car. But yeah, I mean,
I think it was more than that, right?
If it was more than that, then I can see. If you're totally just like blocking out your team and not wanting to talk and discuss, then it can become a problem for sure.
I think I read a report on that saying that he had his headphones on during a time where your team, like I think it was a lunch or a team dinner or something, where you're supposed to be around your teammates, talking. You just teammates. So I think that's why.
Yeah, Josh.
No, I mean I see the point. I see the point. I mean, there's clearly a difference between headphone time and non-headphone time.
Right.
if it's just headphones, like I was saying, if it's, in preparation for the game, practice, on the way to the car, to and from the locker room, whatever. But if it's interfering with team chemistry, team prep time, team bonding, and your team being accessible to you to discuss, just team activities, then it becomes a problem.
It had to be, especially for it to come out to the media like that. It had to be a huge problem with the teammates. Like, that's something, he must have done something to them for them to talk about, like, the headphone story. There has to be more to it.
So there are a lot of teams out there who could use some quarterback services. I'm thinking the Eagles, perhaps. I'm not impressed with Sam Bradford. Buffalo has had some quarterback struggles this year. The Cowboys, how much longer can we do the injury song and dance with Romo? Maybe Cap could go to the Cowboys. Like, if there's one team that you think Colin Kaepernick could go to immediately, just just dream, fantasy, making up hypothetical situations, one team that Kaepernick could go to right now and be effective immediately, what team would it be?
The Detroit Lions.
Oh, okay.
They could not get any worse. Okay. At 1-7 right now, Matthew Stafford is definitely not getting the job done. I feel like he can go there, and they couldn't drop any further than where they are now.
Okay. Rheina, what about you?
The Cowboys. I think that Romo, he's injury prone, so I would say maybe he'd play with them.
I don't think, and back to Kaepernick, as far as his status in San Francisco, the way his contract is structured, I believe if he's on the roster April 1st, he gets guaranteed, I believe it's 11 million.
Was it 11 or 17 million? It's some.
I think 11.9 guaranteed.
Okay.
I could be wrong. So I don't think he'll be on the roster come April.
To get that money.
Yeah,
You're right.
San Francisco was smart in structuring this deal that, allowed them to pay him with some, he had to have some roster bonuses and performance bonuses, and so it seems like he might not be around after this season. I'm just going to venture and say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I would love to see him like Rheina as a Cowboy. Not that I'm a Cowboy fan, but I think that Jerry Jones likes dysfunction. And hey, Kaepernick is the ultimate dysfunctional quarterback right now. So there you go, Cowboys. You got your new boy. Let's get right over to Bloody Sunday. Handful of NFL players suffered major injuries. Keenan Allen's lacerated kidney. Yikes. Seahawks Ricardo Lockett, ligament damage in his neck. Le'Veon Bell, for you fantasy football buffs out there.
That's rough.
MCL, that's really rough. Reggie Bush, if you have him on your fantasy team, I don't know why, but he has
why
are you playing fantasy football if you have Reggie Bush on your fantasy football team?
No.
ACL tear. What gives?
But my man Steve Smith. My man Steve Smith. Yes. He tore his Achilles tendon, which is what I'm coincidentally rehabbing right now. You guys probably don't know this, but I did tear my Achilles this past July. I had this surgery. I'm in recovery right now, going to PT and all that. So it's rough, and it's going to be rough on him because I believe this might have been his last year. So most people are saying this is a career ender for Steve Smith. But then again, I heard an interview this morning with the coach saying that Steve, we might not see the last of him.
Okay.
So, and I don't think he would want to go out like this.
Steve is a warrior, so I wouldn't be surprised if he bounced back from it.
Achilles tear is definitely something that's very hard to come back from. I mean, you can come back from it. It's definitely it's doable, but it's a tough injury because it puts you out for a long time.
Yeah.
I think Keenan's injury really broke my heart. I mean, it's not an injury where ACL or tear. It's what was it? His kidney.
His lacerated kidney.
So, and it was after that catch.
The Austin catch.
So,
yeah.
Must have landed weird or something.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
What kind of grass was that Sunday? Who had
sharp turf?
I know. Somebody hid some blades in the turf.
In the Halloween turf.
Not funny. Keenan Allen not laughing.
No.
But how did that happen? That's so freak.
6 weeks though.
Is it
6 weeks? So
I thought it was longer than 6 weeks.
I think it was
season ending.
Yeah,
with 6 weeks, it's most likely.
Also, basically, the Chargers don't have an opportunity. They don't have a chance to go back. Okay.
Okay.
You see how they do here? You see how Josh is doing the Chargers?
I'm just telling the truth.
We tell the truth here at The Branded Athlete. We also talk about fantasy football at The Branded Athlete. We play fantasy football here, and we hope that you guys do as well. But if you do, or if you don't.
Not if you play Reggie Bush. Just forget about it.
Not if you play Reggie, exactly. DraftKings, guys. DraftKings is the ultimate one-stop shop for all your fantasy needs. If you play fantasy football and you don't want to be committed to a 16-week long team, this is what you have to do. you, because if your player gets injured or your players get injured, you can always change your roster up, pick your players, pile up the points, get your cash. That's it. This year, DraftKings is giving $1 million a week away to different winners, and then there's a $2 million grand prize.
Did you say $1 million?
$1 million.
A million.
Sorry.
See, I like that. I gotta do
That
that. So make sure you guys go to DraftKings.com to play your fantasy football and use the promo code BLACK to let them know that we sent you.
Do it.
Who's next, Rheina or Josh? What y'all want to do?
It's
No, but we never
Rheina.
did.
What?
We just skipped over how terrible the Colts are playing lately,
Well, yeah, I mean, they
and how some things may happen in Indy coming up soon. Maybe the coach gone.
well, the offensive coordinator definitely got fired.
Yeah, he's out of there.
I think Pagano's definitely on the hot seat. Pagano's on the hot seat. Andrew Luck has been on the hot seat, but Andrew Luck in Monday Night Football against the Panthers showed true flashes of his old self. And I think that it starts with the ownership and with the coaches and with the GMs. Andrew Luck has had such success, and I say such success as kind of relative because, they haven't won anything since he's been there. But he's such a stud.
He's got talent.
He has promise.
He's got talent.
So I don't think that Andrew Luck is a problem, except
No.
that he has those bruised ribs and he's playing not 100%. But besides that, yes, the axe is coming down in Indy.
Pretty soon. Yeah. Basketball.
Yes,
We're
let's talk
playing
about basketball. Like I said, greatest sport in the world.
NBA.
So, week 1, NBA. Let's start off with the reigning champs, the Golden State Warriors.
Did you catch that game last night?
Oh yeah, that's actually on our list. But let's
okay,
talk
okay.
about.
Okay.
Let's talk
Okay,
about.
okay.
Actually, you know what? Let's
No,
start right
Josh,
now.
let's let Rayden do her
No,
thing.
let Rayna do
Let
her thing.
Rayna do her
we
thing.
got the picture up. We got the reigning MVP up.
I don't want the viewers to see us fight.
Raising his hands in victory. Go ahead, Rayna, take it away.
Yeah.
Steph Curry averaging 37 points per game, clearly proving doubters wrong. And what's scary about it is that yes, he's the MVP, but he's improving. Like it's a lot of people are having.
That's scary,
right?
That's scary. Everywhere you turn, you're seeing Steph Curry, Steph Curry, Steph Curry, and you're right, he's getting better.
Starting off this season, amazing. And so that sparks up my question. Like I think it was last week or the week before. Spectators were saying the Warriors were lucky last season, and because they made it to the championship. So after seeing them play this week, and they're 5-0 as of last night. Right?
They beat my
are
Clippers.
They still?
They did.
That's okay.
They beat your Clippers. Wait. This just in. I think our producers are saying we have a photo of a special bandwagon jumper.
Now, let me-
the Warriors' newest fan.
Let me explain.
Where's
so,
my
Wait a
tea?
minute.
so if you
Yesterday
go.
you were a Clippers fan,
If-
but today you're a Warriors fan.
If you go to my Instagram page at Erica Renee
is
D,
pretty
you will
strange.
see the original photo. So after this
This
show,
looks original.
I'm going to lawyer up to sue Josh for copyright infringement for stealing my intellectual
It's public
property.
domain.
For stealing my intellectual property.
What goes on the
You're the
internet?
feds.
And then-
What goes on the internet is free for everyone.
But you know what I can say about Clippers fans? We look good in everything. So you're welcome.
Even Warriors fans.
You're welcome, Warriors fans.
Apparently.
I just made your logo look good. Thank you.
Okay.
But to the point about Steph Curry getting better, yes, he's shooting lights out. But if you are taking most of your team's shots, are you helping? I mean, yeah, you might be getting better as a player, but are you helping the team get better? What happens, God forbid, if Curry goes out with an injury for any extended period of time? I mean, granted, he doesn't really go to the paint, and people who don't go to the paint don't normally get injured because they aren't really putting forth that physical effort. But whatever. So are you really, really helping your team get better, or are you just getting better?
I mean, you can say that for any team. Like,
Okay.
what about LeBron James? Like, if LeBron gets hurt and Kyrie's hurt right now, can the rest of them play
No.
together?
See, I think they can, though.
I don't. You need your star player. Like
do.
Steph is an amazing player, but I think the Warriors have proven themselves. Like you have Harrison Barnes had an amazing game last night. He stepped up. Iggy's hitting some tough shots, and then Clay.
Let's not forget too that
Clay didn't have the best game.
He didn't have
though.
the best game, but
Yeah.
he's a role player.
Because
He's
of
a-
foul
yes.
trouble, Steph was out in the
Yeah.
early parts of the game.
2 fouls in 3 minutes, Steph Curry.
Yeah,
got,
so I mean, he set out pretty much the whole first quarter, came back in the second. But I mean, we saw what they were like without Steph.
Right.
I mean, albeit for a couple minutes, but still, I think this team has the firepower to survive and succeed without Steph. Although I think they'd be pretty streaky.
I think so too, because even when Steph is not on, you see what happens. Clippers were up 10 points. And now, listen, huge Clipper fan, I think that we put up a great fight. I think that game speaks volumes about, our whatever. Who's your basketball team, Josh?
Everyone knows what my basketball
Who?
team is.
I don't know.
It's the Lakers, and I'll always stand
Oh,
by
I
that.
forgot. That's who.
I will
that's
always
who.
stand by.
I
have no
forgot.
shame.
I forgot.
I'm a Lakers fan.
But so the Clippers. We put up a good fight, but it wasn't Chris Paul making every shot, or Blake making every shot, or DJ making every slam dunk, or JJ hitting every three. It was a team effort. So that's all I'm saying.
Was, yeah.
No hate, no shade to Steph Curry. You deserve the MVP, the regular season MVP last year. You are on pace for a 500, at least 500 threes for this season too. All glory and all my praise goes to you as a player. But the rest of your team is kind of like, if Luke Walton is your coach, that means come on, like that to me means that somebody is taking the reins on the court, has nothing to do with what's going on with the coaching.
What's up with Luke Walton? What's wrong with Luke
I
Walton?
think Luke's
Is
doing
it because
all right.
he's a former Laker?
No. I just kind of think like the offense is just so revolves around Steph Curry so much that even a caveman could coach him, i.e. Luke Walton. That's all I had to say.
No, I tend to disagree.
Okay.
I tend to disagree on that one. That would. I mean, your point is well taken. That would be interesting to see.
What, if a caveman was coaching?
No, if Steph Curry. No, I don't want Steph Curry to
No,
go
we
anywhere.
don't. No.
But because he's definitely exciting, he's good for the league, he's good for basketball, and he's fun for everyone to
He
watch.
is fun to watch.
You're seeing tons of people, even non-Warriors fans, just fans of basketball, non-fans of basketball, enjoying watching Steph Curry and what he can do. If he went out, I mean, it would definitely be interesting to see what would happen to Golden State Warriors. But I tend to think that they would do well.
Or if he had like a writer's block where he had a long streak of not hitting threes, that would be interesting too to see.
Yeah.
But I do think the Warriors will be all right. I mean, it definitely won't be the same, but I think after the way they've been playing so far and towards the end of last season, I think they'll be all right.
Okay.
But let's move on to the Lakers.
Laker Nation.
Lakers are having quite the opposite season to start. They're 0-4.
0-4.
0-4.
Are they playing right now? Are they actually playing right now?
Yeah,
I'll check.
I think they are.
I'll check.
Away.
I'll check the score. They're on a road trip, but yes.
So they're 0-4. Kobe Bryant. I mean,
Jeez Louise.
can we talk about his performance so far?
I'll let Josh, the Laker
Go
fan,
ahead,
go
Josh.
first.
No, I mean.
Okay, good. I'll go first. I was waiting for you to say thank you. Byron Scott is in trouble. I know he's a Laker legend, and I know the Lakers organization takes care of their own, but I am at the point now where I'm questioning why is he not playing D'Angelo Russell in the last minutes of games. There is a debate about whether or not D'Angelo should be in the game.
He's not ready.
He's not ready, but you can't get ready unless you are thrown into the fire.
That's not always the way it goes. D'Angelo Russell, I think he should be on the bench to start off with.
But you guys picked him top draft pick. You're gonna have your top draft pick on the bench.
In this case, that's just my opinion. I think he should come off the bench. I think he should take some lessons from those who have played in the NBA longer. I think he should observe and watch from the bench until he can get his NBA form. And right now, I'm thinking that you should start Clarkson and Lou Williams at guard.
Okay.
And really, Kobe really should hand the team over to those two.
I agree on that.
And I agree with that too. And I think if you are trying to usher in a new era, of a D'Angelo era, if that's what the Lakers are trying to do, which I'm assuming that's what they were trying to do because you guys picked him.
I would assume so too. It's just he's just not one of those quick. He's not a Karl Anthony Towns. He's not. Karl Anthony Towns, #1 pick. He's jumping in there and he's getting the job done. He's a slow learner.
Okay. And I feel that the Lakers organization has gotten more into a trend of coddling Kobe as opposed to trying to move forward. And it's about perfect example. There was Josh, why are you making these faces at me?
I'm listening.
Whatever. There was a story about Byron Scott saying that after the Nuggets beat the Lakers 120-109 the other night, that there was an altercation near the end of the game. And he said, I love that my players are arguing. That means they have fight. That means they have fire in them. But he wouldn't name any names. The only thing he did say was that Kobe wasn't involved. Okay, it's like, what's the big deal if he wasn't? Why did you feel the need to qualify that situation by excluding Kobe Kobe, by making sure we knew that Kobe wasn't involved. I think the Lakers are coddling Kobe way too much and is handicapping you guys from moving forward.
Well, I mean, he would say that because that's what people want to know first and foremost. Was Kobe involved? That's the first question that comes out of people's heads.
Well, Kobe probably wasn't involved because he gets to skip practice now.
Yeah, see, honestly,
He needs to. Kobe's
Because he's 45. Okay.
I'm a Kobe fan. He's one of my favorite players. He is getting old. He needs to, take a back seat. Go ahead.
Yeah, I am a Kobe fan as well. I grew up, Kobe was my favorite player since I was 7 years old. I wanted to play like Kobe, but there's a time where you need to step down and just say, okay, look, I've done my part, and now it's time for other guys to step up, but let them step up. As a coach, Byron Scott, I mean, the Lakers, I agree, they have been centered around Kobe. I mean, the Shaq and Kobe incident. So that's like that's a huge example. Yeah,
that they just gave Kobe.
Exactly. So I think that the Lakers, in order for them to move forward, Kobe, either his minutes definitely need to go. They need to go down. I'm sorry. And
work on that corner three like Robert Horry and just camp out.
Exactly.
I mean, Kobe's shooting threes like he's Steph Curry, dude. You're not.
That
is not your shot, Kobe. At 40 years old, it's not your shot, dude.
I mean, his age has caught up to him. I think Kobe knows it now that he's out there in the regular season. He can definitely feel it. He's got a lot of miles. He's been in the league for a long time. This is his 20th season. Came in when he was 18. And now, what is he, 37?
37.
So Kobe, and that's 82 games this season, plus the hard work he puts in the offseason. Kobe's tired.
I know. That's why Rheina and I are saying that he is tired. He is old. He's a legend. He's a legend, living legend.
But you do agree with...
He is a legend.
Because sometimes, I don't know, it seems like you think the man is,
Oh, no. I mean, come on, guys. I just give Josh and other Lakers fans hard times.
Okay.
I have all respect for Kobe now.
Greatest of all time?
Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
But we won't fight about that tonight.
No.
Yeah, not tonight.
Okay, not tonight.
Because we could go on about MJ and Kobe.
Yeah, I just think that if you are trying to turn over the reins to your new young talent, I could just beat this dead horse all night. D'Angelo needs to be in the game. He needs to be in the games messing up. Now, if you guys were going to be a potential 8th or 7th seed, then yeah, you're trying to win games. Lakers aren't going to be in the playoff mix, so might as well let the young boy get out there and lose and make mistakes.
I agree. I think he needs to. The only way you're going to get better is if you get into the game and you actually play. You play 100%. I mean, coming from college to the NBA, those are two different types of games. Like, the speed is different. Yes. And I think that I do think D'Angelo needs to get more playing time. I think Kobe needs to. Byron has to step up and be a coach and say, okay, Kobe, we're going to limit your minutes and get D'Angelo going. So I think that should be a step that he should make.
So far, Byron doesn't seem worried. He says that he doesn't worry about Kobe, and Kobe will figure it out. And I know what he means about that. I think Kobe is the type of player who will figure things out. I just think he needs to figure it in the way of not thinking that he's the number one guy anymore.
I think he's prideful.
Yeah.
I think it's everything to do with it.
I
mean,
agree.
he's trying to prove everybody wrong. Like, yeah, I'm 37. No.
Sorry,
I love
this.
you, Kobe. If you're watching us, we love you.
The sun is
It's
setting.
just-
The sun is
I
setting.
can see his whole career like this.
Time just went back an hour, and it went back an hour in your career, Kobe. It's over. Josh, go.
He needs an extra hour of sleep, an extra hour of ice on his knees.
That extra day when he was angry about basketball. Yeah, that's what he was doing.
Hey, and he admitted that he's terrible. You remember that? You heard that this week, right? He admitted
200.
that
I'm the 200.
So I guess the ESPN had the right ranking, apparently.
They do.
But anyways, I don't know. We'll see.
Well, Lakers, I hope you get your first win tonight. Let's just say that.
Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to be checking the score.
Yeah. Find out what that is.
Josh, you want to
Anyway,
take
it's a
over?
bird, it's a plane, it's Super Serena, Superwoman. Did you guys hear about this? Serena
Yes.
Williams was in a restaurant earlier this week. As a matter of fact, I was on Facebook when I saw her. I follow her on Facebook, and I saw her post about this. She was apparently in a restaurant enjoying dinner with a friend, had her phone next to her on the chair. A guy walks up, and as she puts it, kind of lingers weirdly around her while she's eating and is in that general area. All of a sudden, he just picks up her phone and walks out of the restaurant. She takes off after him and kind of gives chase down the street a little bit, like a half a block.
Was it down the street or was it just in the restaurant?
No, it was down the street.
Okay.
Because they ended up coming up with the restaurant surveillance footage. She catches up to the guy and gets her phone back. And then has a social media post about how, she's Superwoman because she went after her phone thief, caught up to him and took it back. But yeah, somebody tried to steal her phone and she went after him and got it back. So is that the right move for her? Because that situation potentially could have been dangerous. You see the picture there of Super Serena.
Super Serena.
Woman of my dreams.
Y'all, I love Serena.
Yes.
Ah,
Okay. Let me
Go ahead,
let me stop
Erica.
looking at that.
Oh, it's okay. You can
Serena's
salivate
hot.
over. Yeah, whatever. We all got the hots for Serena.
But yeah, so she leaps and bounds over chairs. Apparently, let her tell it. To catch up with this guy.
Exactly.
Did you guys see the video though?
And I ended up seeing the video,
Okay.
and it wasn't,
Did you see how the guy was like standing next to her, like just
Very
very obvious?
shady, yeah.
with his
Like,
jacket,
with his jacket,
yeah,
like,
a long,
okay.
like a dinner coat or dinner
Yeah.
jacket or something like that.
I don't know.
I didn't really, I couldn't see the point where he picked it up though.
Yeah.
Was it like a hide the jacket cover swoop?
Yeah,
That's what
but
you
I
call a
think it was-
professional pickpocketer.
Yes.
But he didn't get very far.
No, he didn't.
Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say that. Would I do the same thing in that environment? Yeah. Now, if I was in a dark alley and someone steals my phone, yes, here's my phone, here's my passcode. There you go. But in that cozy, intimate, upscale environment, let's say you're in Malibu, at Nobu or whatever, and you're having a nice dinner. If somebody steals your phone in that kind of atmosphere, you're going to chase after them.
Yeah, you
so
will.
I think in the back of her mind, she knew that her atmosphere,
She
her
was all right.
environment was controlled.
But she's Serena. She's not afraid of anything. All right? She's
You're
not-
right.
Serena is Serena. She's, yeah.
Would you have done it? Would you have chased?
Yeah, but I wouldn't have let him get that far though. How did he get like out of the restaurant? If somebody takes my phone, I'm grabbing
saw-
him
yeah.
right then and there.
Yeah,
like, hey,
true.
you know?
I would have went after him too. I mean,
Yeah.
I think when in the surveillance, I think she saw it like happen, and he was like in front of her. Right then, I would have pulled his jacket too.
Brother man,
Like, sorry,
I think
excuse
you
me.
got the wrong, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I think she's smart for that. I mean, yes, of course, I would run after, hop over some chairs. Like, I'm sorry, that's my. Who do you think you are?
Okay, now what if it was somebody? Because in the video, it was kind of grainy a little bit. But the guy looked kind of older, right?
Okay,
Was it an
yeah.
older man. You saw the
I
video.
did.
Yeah.
But what if, regardless of age, what if it was? It could have turned dangerous. Is what I'm trying to say. What if something else would have happened? He outside the restaurant pulls a gun, pulls a knife.
And you know what? You're right, Josh. Because I was getting ready to say you can tell like what you're dealing
yeah.
with, but you can't tell these days who
No,
has a
you
gun, who
can't.
has a knife, who's gonna do something just completely just stupid. So I won't even go down that route. So you're right. So that was very risky. But again, she was with a lot of people. People were in the restaurant. I would take my chances.
You take your chances.
I think so too because it's
Sorry,
like,
Mom.
Yeah, I would because it's just like my natural reaction. Like if somebody takes anything, like my purse, my phone, like I would just, what do I do? Like I would go after them. Like I mean, I don't know. It's just I think I would do it.
Yeah.
No one else seemed to have gone after her, at least in the video, at least in the appearances of the video. Maybe they didn't know, but maybe she didn't say anything on the way out. I think she just kind of
Just
got up and
a
started-
brisk walk.
Yeah, a brisk walk
Yeah,
towards the
she didn't.
toward
In the
the
video,
street.
it didn't look like she was just like running or hopping over
Yeah.
chairs, but she just was like speed walking.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
give me my. I want to know what she said to him. Like,
I know.
did you take my phone?
No, I think she said something in terms of like, I think you mistakenly picked up my phone.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what she. Yeah.
And so he
She's
kind
better
of
than me.
was like, yeah, sorry, I got it. I got confused in the restaurant. He wasn't confused.
He wasn't confused,
I think
yeah.
just something about the noise in the activity in the
no.
restaurant kind of confused him.
And she said that he gave him, and she said that the guy gave her an eerie feeling too.
Yeah.
That she kind of had her sixth sense
Right.
engaged.
And yeah, and we've. I mean, I've definitely been there. And yeah, there is that feeling you get
Mm-hmm.
when something creepy is next to you, like a Clippers fan. And you feel that.
yeah, yeah.
You just feel that weirdness about the
It's
situation.
weird. I know, because
So,
like I stole Josh's phone before we started, and he didn't even realize it. That a Laker fan for you has no awareness of what's going on around them.
always in the
Kind of like on
middle.
defense, has no awareness of defense or anything else. But go ahead.
wow. You would know that being a Warriors fan now, right?
Definitely not a Warriors fan. Actually, the Warriors were one of the #1 defensive teams last year.
There you go. You know a lot about defense.
Whatever.
No, but I mean, with someone like Serena's profile, do you think that she should be with a security guard at all times? I mean, because you have some people, some celebrities now, everywhere they go, they have someone, not at the same table with them. It could be someone, a couple tables away, but just keeping an eye on the situation. Serena has a very high profile with
True.
the Serena Slam that she came off last year, almost going for the calendar year Grand Slam. She is definitely the top of her game. She's got she's a superstar.
As a woman, I guess, like just as
And
a
a woman.
female who has such a high profile, then yeah,
I
Serena,
agree,
get you
yeah.
some 24/7 security. I bet your little ex-boyfriend Drake has 24/7 security.
Probably.
Probably.
And then who was? I was trying to figure out who was she sitting with at the restaurant. It was a guy.
It was a guy. We're not gonna start any rumors.
I know.
Why not? I want to know.
But I was trying to zoom in.
Who was the guy? Who was it?
Probably Flagrant.
Well, they broke up though. Serena and Drake broke up.
Really?
So she's not cheating on him. Yeah, Drake.
No, are you cheating on me?
Oh yes, she's cheating on you. Yes,
She's definitely
yes.
cheating on you, Josh. Sorry.
No, but yeah, I don't know who that was, but I'm surprised. I didn't really hear of anyone going into that. Like, who was this mystery man she was with that didn't defend her?
Probably because they think that she's still with Drake.
Exactly. So you were talking earlier about like what we should do as far as fan interactions, like the nuances. You want to go into that, or?
Well, yeah, it's like, how do you? I mean, I'm not a celebrity, but
you are, Josh.
well,
Everyone knows JJ the Talented.
That's right.
I guess.
What?
Thank you. But it's a weird world when it comes to fans and super fans these days.
Yeah.
Who, when they get a chance to see their favorite athlete or celebrity, it's like there's a thin line between how do you play it off to get a chance to meet them, and how do you keep from being crazy, and how do you toe that line? Like if you let's just say you bumped into Serena in a restaurant.
Okay.
I mean, would you say anything?
I wouldn't.
No.
Would you say hi, introduce yourself, and say I'm a huge fan?
Probably not. You're
No,
right.
would you?
I wouldn't. I just feel like
Some people would.
I think my take on that is I think when they're out in public, they just want to have a dinner, lunch with their
do.
friend, with nobody else. Just like, okay, let me have a nice dinner. And I don't think they want to get bothered by their fans. Like if she's at a match and I happen to see her on then I'll be like, hey Serena, I'm a big fan. Like, can we take a selfie or something like
Exactly.
that? But
You're right.
but I wouldn't want to like intrude on her personal moment, like with one of her friends, a family member. I think that I would probably just out of respect for her, I wouldn't.
And that could be a part of us living in Los Angeles. So we're so used to seeing celebrities when we go out. We're so used to being around them and working with them. I mean, clearly we're famous, and so like we know what it's like to not want to harass somebody. Now, if we didn't live in this culture, we might be like, oh, Serena, I love you in a restaurant. But
here
we
we're
know
kinda
better.
Jaded.
Yeah,
Here
we're
it's just
jaded
like
by
we see them all the time at the gym, at the
So,
grocery store, wherever.
At the gym, at the gym all the time.
But I mean, so you said there's a time and a place.
There is
Yeah,
a time and a
I
place.
agree.
There's a time and a place.
Time and a place for that. Yeah. So I mean,
How would you react if you see Serena?
I would. That might be my one and only time.
That's your baby mama.
My one and only time to
only chance.
have
She's
her
single
to
now, too,
know
so.
who I am.
But Josh, I don't know if you're her type.
It appears that I might not be.
I
But you know
ain't
what?
got no
I think she has to
type.
meet me though. I just want to meet her. Just give me a couple seconds. I can woo Serena.
Well, Serena, if you're
I will
watching
give her
this,
that 40 love ace
That's right.
and just game set match right there.
Game, set, match with JJ the Talented. Serena, come see if you can handle this, or come see if Josh can handle you. That's what I should have said. Let's do a quick bonus take before we wrap up. This week, David Justice dragged his ex-girlfriend Halle Berry on social media because Halle Berry is going through yet another divorce, this time from Olivier Martinez. Basically, David Justice got on social media and was like, first of all, I wasn't the one who hit her to make her deaf in one ear. He went on to say that all her boyfriends and husbands are the best ever. They are her knights in shining armor until they're not. And then he went on to say that Olivier Martinez, you're going to see, you're going to be another victim of Halle trash talking you. And then Eric Benet joined in on the conversation. So Halle always has had a bad reputation when it comes to relationships. David Justice, of course, from being a Major League Baseball player for particularly the Braves in the 90s. She had a bad reputation with him, with Olivier, with Eric Benet,
David
with
was
Gabrielle.
was number one, right?
Huh?
David was number one.
David was, they never got married. I think they were just long-term boyfriend-girlfriend because he hashtagged former boyfriend.
I thought they didn't get married.
I don't know. Well, let's fact check. But go ahead, Josh.
I mean, I just had to keep track. I mean, it's been so many.
See, and you know what? And,
Okay.
and
Like-
therein lies the problem. See, there are such double standards.
No,
See,
no,
Josh,
no.
you
No,
think
no,
that
no,
just to
no,
make
no,
me
no.
mad. You
No.
think that just to make me mad, Josh.
There's a common denominator in all these relationships. Okay,
Okay, and?
it's Halle Berry.
Okay.
Okay, because you're saying you opened up the segment by saying she was dragged through the mud.
She
but
was dragged through the
Halle
mud.
hasn't
That's a
done-
fact.
Okay, but I mean, she brought it on herself.
sorry, I think I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Rheina. Go
No?
ahead. Rheina, please handle Josh.
No,
I think they're bitter.
they're.
I'm sorry.
think the guys are bitter?
Because this is my thing. You don't drag your ex all over the media, especially if you have a following like that. Like, that shows how immature you are. Like,
Okay.
don't speak on your relationship, whatever it happens.
That happened
happens.
20 years ago,
Get
too.
over it.
Bad
Sorry.
taste. Bad taste. You don't do that. But I think at this
And why
point,
is Aaron
Halle
Benet's
Berry-
irrelevant? But jumping to the car.
Halle Berry
Aaron
has
Benet-
been in
Eric,
enough.
that was not cool.
has had enough of these relationships now that I think that it's kind of like, okay, who's the
they're
next
just
guy?
mad. Sorry.
And you know that they're gonna get divorced as soon as she marries him.
David
Okay.
Justice.
I mean, she's developed a pattern. Is what I'm trying to say. Developed a history and a pattern, and it's clear that what's gonna happen next. She'll probably find somebody else, and the same thing will happen again.
Has she said anything,
said it.
though?
I said it.
Has she said
I
anything
think
about
she
that?
finally said something today. Let me look that up
Because
too. The Lakers
I-
are not playing, by the way, tonight. They're off tonight.
I feel like if she hasn't, I don't know if she did, but if she hasn't, it just makes them look so, these are grown men just like bashing their ex. I don't know.
Yeah, David Justice,
I just-
you're like the Meek Mill of Twitter now.
You're I mean, this relationship happened how many years ago? Come on.
Baseball hands turn to Twitter fingers.
Twitter fingers.
Seriously, right now, I'm with you.
I
Now,
don't know.
granted, Halle Berry might be the common denominator, and in the media, she seems sometimes to be the psycho ex-girlfriend, the psycho ex-wife.
She's kind of weird. I mean, I was.
How do you know? How do you know she's weird? Have you met Halle Berry?
I along with 100% of the world, have Halle Berry is a beautiful woman, and we've all at one time, all the males in this world have one time fantasized about Halle Berry, but. At this point, she's kind of, I don't know, something.
Is she
something
washed
about
up?
her.
Is she washed up because she's 50?
No, I don't want to say she's
Sexism
washed
and
up.
ageism?
But I feel for her. I think she might have some issues that she needs to deal with. That.
Okay, to Josh, world.
Don't send me any mean tweets, people.
Send
Please.
it. Murder. I always have to say this about you, Josh. Murder him in the mentions.
JJ the talented.
Exactly. Even if Halle has caused her ex-boyfriend's ex-husband some grief, even if she is doing psycho baby mama drama stuff, again, like you said, Rheina, David Justice, you're 40-something, 50 years old. Why do you care? Now, I can say this. He did want to clear his name because for some reason people think that David Justice is the one who hit her.
Yeah,
so he
yeah.
wanted to clear his name because honestly, I thought for all these years
I thought so.
that he was the one who
Yeah.
made her deaf. So clear your name.
Wrong way to do it.
And leave it.
And leave
Clear
it.
it.
Right, yeah.
Done.
Like, you
Wrong way to
know,
do it.
Move on.
y'all don't have any children together that we know of. Yes, why are you up late or up early tweeting? And again, Eric Benet, you haven't made one song of any relevance in 15 years or so.
Exactly.
You need to get back in the
Bad
studio.
Please sit down.
Bad form. They should have
Have a
done that.
seat.
That does sound pretty bitter.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I agree with that.
What do you guys out there think?
It was
Team
definitely
Halle?
in poor taste. And as a man, you don't do that. You don't.
Yeah.
You don't take the opportunity to kick someone when they're down, to rehash.
Not a woman.
Not a woman, not anybody. Not rehash an old situation. So definitely they must have needed some healing to be done in their hearts or something, because for what other reason would they even take that opportunity
Exactly.
to bash her, is what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know. It's kind of a weird situation.
I just feel like they're mad.
Why you mad, huh? That was our opening song last week.
Yeah.
David Justice might have been listening to that because clearly he's mad.
Sorry.
But
David,
Just,
but-
I haven't even heard of this guy since.
Yeah.
Like 1997.
What, who retired last? David Justice or Chipper Jones from the Braves?
Hey, I think, was it Chipper? Was he the most recent?
Most recent.
I think so. I don't know.
I get them confused
It's been a
sometimes. I don't
long
know
time.
why.
I don't know why either, because they're definitely not the same person. David Justice, go back, go away. I didn't even know you had.
David
I didn't know you knew how to
Eric-
use social media.
Eric Benet. What about the Aubrey?
Oh,
the baby
was
daddy?
it
Did
Gabriel
Oh,
Aubrey?
yes.
Did he jump in?
He's
you said?
cute.
He's so
I haven't
cute.
seen his tweets yet.
He's still recovering from a broken jaw, I think, or something.
Oh,
because
Olivier punched him. Guys, that's our show for the day. That's our show for the day.
Yay.
Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thursday nights at 7 o'clock, The Branded Athlete. Make sure you follow us at BHL online and tell your friends to download this episode on iTunes, and you can rewatch this as many times as you want on YouTube from now until forever.
comment, subscribe.
Yes, like,
share.
comment, subscribe, share. I'm Erica Renee Davis. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Periscope at Erica Renee D.
I'm Joshua Johnson, a.k.a. JJ the Talented, on all of social media. Look me up and follow me.
Hey, and I'm Rheina. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter, Rheina_LA, and I'll make a Periscope soon.
Yes.
I have to get on
And I
that.
don't know if I got a Snapchat.
Get a Snapchat.
We'll talk to you about the Snapchat.
Yeah, we're going to give you a tutorial.
Okay.
Until next Thursday, guys. See ya.
From producers Maria Menounos, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, Kevin Undergaro, and the entire BHL crew, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I'm your BHL announcer, Scipio. Instagram me at Planet Scipio. Thank you for tuning in.
Hollywood Redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.